What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different, just something for a little bit of fun, to be honest. I'm going to do one of these little tier lists, but I'm going to do it based off of certain traits that women have, and we're going to rank them in regards to whether or not they're worthy of commitment or not worthy of commitment based on these traits. Now this is all in good fun, so let's get straight into it. 4 to 6. She's a 4 to a 6, so she's average. She's pretty average looking, and she's a single mom. What do we think? No, I know what we all think. That's right, it's a hard no. Sorry, mate. It's just too much work. Is it really worth it? Let's keep going. There we go. Her body count is 2 or less. Both long-term boyfriends. You know, she's not perfect. Few are these days. But, I mean, as far as it goes, that one's probably, it might be worth committing to. That's got a chance. They're both being long-term boyfriends. She hasn't been passed around town or anything. Her body count's still pretty low. Statistically speaking, she's still doing pretty alright. Alright, she has a body count over 3, but they're all boyfriends. Now, this one might be subject to a little bit over the mark of 3, which isn't great because we don't know how far over she is, right? She could be 5, 6, 7. They're all boyfriends, though. These are not fun times after drunken nights, right? At least this is what she's telling us. We're going to believe her in this case. Over the mark of 3, it's kind of risky. Very risky if you look at the stats. It's getting closer to the, probably not. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. It's somewhere in between these two. Me, I'd be putting her here. That's where I think they unfortunately, I think she could be fun for a while, but it's just too much to compare you to. Whether she's able to pair bond, and when you look at the stats in regards to successful marriages, they're not great with these figures. You could be there. If you have a lot of good qualities as a woman, you could be there. But based on only this, I'm gonna say you're there. Body count is 5+. 5+. Not great. Not here. Really not good for anything like this. If you look at the stats, not good for these two. But would you risk it? Yeah, might be fun for a while. Oh, look at this one. Oh, body count. Oh, 30+. It just depends. I mean, how eager are you to get herpes? Yeah, I'm gonna put that in a hard nope pile. I'm not touching that. Oh, she's a hardcore feminist. This is the one that goes to like protests and stuff, okay? Maybe she's really proud of the fact that she's a feminist. She reads a lot of feminist books, all that sort of stuff. Ooh, where could she lie? Well, it depends on how badly you want to be accused of something you didn't do. Yeah, no, hard nope. Not happening. Ooh, this one, diet feminist. So what I'm referring to here is women who are feminists when it suits them. You know, that kind of feminism. She's not a hardcore feminist. She's not actually what would be like a proper feminist, you know. We don't know. See, this one could be alright. This one could not be alright. This one, personally, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it at all with that word. If you're one of these, I'm not risking it. I'm not going to prison over you. I'm not getting a false accusation on my name because you read some book or you heard something somewhere in some video. It's just not happening. She makes over $100,000. Now, this is not to be mistaken with a independent boss bee, although I guess making 100K you would be. That to me is a certain ideology and a certain attitude. She just so happens to be making 100K. Where do you think that she lies? I mean, she's making a lot of money. Like, is that a good thing? Girls would think so. Girls would be like, oh, she's making a lot of money. That's up here. Girls would be very, very mistaken because not only is she not here, but she's not here either. Yeah, no, she could be here. She could be there. She could be there depending on how much fun she is. Ooh, a pick-me. I consider these girls on the internet that believe in the feminist trope would call a pick-me. So any girl that has, I don't know, some sort of sense to her is how I see this. She doesn't just slander men for the sake of slandering men because it's cool with the girls. You know, that's what I see a pick-me as. If you've been called a pick-me, yeah, you know, I mean, look, we don't know what your body count is. We don't know all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you've got much more of a chance of getting some sort of relationship going than any of these ones. So yeah, you're in the maybe commit pile. Over 30. Ooh, so over 30, you've hit the wall. You decided that all the guys in your 20s that might have considered you in this area were not worthy, or they didn't commit to you for other reasons, behavioral reasons perhaps, and now you've fallen down here over 30. Ooh, might be fun for a while, but we can't have a family with you, okay? It's very unlikely if you don't already have them. You're going to rush us, and that's not helping us. We don't really want to do that in your time frame. You should have been focusing on kids back in the day when you were young and fertile and we were interested. Now, a bit too late. She's 22 to 25. She's over what would be called the 304 years, 19 to 22, but she's not quite up to 30. Like, she's still quite young. She might be worth something. She might still be able to be molded into a good wife. She might have a good head on her shoulders. She might have motherly characteristics. If she has those sorts of things, then yes, up here. If she's going out, clubbing or whatever, she's down here. She's been passed around a whole heap, she's down here. But if she's taking care of herself, taking care of her purity, has some sort of sense to her, that's a maybe commit to that one. Over 25. Okay, over 25. So you've been on the dating scene now for 7 years, and you haven't found anybody, and no one's decided to stick around. No one's trying to claim you, and it means you're going for the wrong guys, or you're not giving the guys that are on your level the chance because you think you're better than them, which puts you right here. Because at that point, nope. Under 22. Under 22. Yep, right there. Under 22, let's assume that, once again, we're assuming here, this is all for fun, we're assuming that this girl has, more motherly or wifely traits. She's not got a huge body count. Under 22, perfect, because you're going to be able to have enough time to get to know you. So we'll be able to spend a few years getting to know you. We'll be able to, take our time, propose, plan out a lovely wedding, and then we can really plan and settle down into a family state, and have as many kids as you want, because you're 22. We can really plan around that. You've got a lot to offer under 22. I mean, if you've got a huge body count, you're there. But if you're under 22 and you've got all the qualities, and yes, that's a very, very good potential there at under 22. Motherly qualities. This is someone who shows that she cares and has a good enough sense about her, a good enough responsibility about her to be a good mother. Okay, she takes care of people. She cares. She's loving. She's nurturing. All that good stuff that guys are looking for. She's that. Now, once again, motherly qualities. It means nothing if your body count's huge. You're jumping in here, maybe here. But I'm going to put that there, because if you've got motherly qualities, then there's every chance that you could be up here. So that's where we're keeping that. Plays hot and cold. Fun for a night. Not wasting any more time on it than that. Talks about, let's call it, talks about the rap music van. No way am I getting accused. Okay, if she even mentions that word, I'm going nowhere near it. Virtue signaler. So this is someone who changes their Facebook avatar to match the latest craze. Let's send money to Ukraine, let's Black Lives Matter, all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying they don't, but I could not be bothered with this one. It's not like you can brag to the boys about it either. I met this girl the other night, she was real nice. No, she's just a virtue signal. She's a NPC. She's a sweeper. We're sweeping that one under the rug. We're not that interested. We might give it a go, but we're not taking that anywhere with us. We're not out in the streets with that one. She's a 7 to a 9 and a virgin. That doesn't count. If you're over 30, it doesn't matter. But if you're 7 to 9, this is a ranking out of 10. Okay, I don't give 10s because I don't think there are any 10s. But if you're a 7 to a 9, there you go. And you're a virgin, 100%. That's obvious potential. Okay, if you're these two, just insane potential. She's average looking. She's a 4 to a 6, but she's a virgin. Ooh, yep, that's right. Ding, 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 ding. Right to the top. Potential. She's a 1 to a 3. Ooh, but she's a virgin. But she's a 1 to a 3. That's right. Ding, 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 ding. Still potential. Okay? Let me explain. You're probably not going to get the hottest guy, but you're still marryable. You will get somebody. Somebody will marry you. You'll probably even get somebody higher than you are. But yeah, you've got to really set your standards to where you are. But if you're that and you're a virgin, you are very likely to still be able to get married. She's a top tier single mum. She's a 7 to a 9, and she's a single mum. Well, my thoughts on the issue are, you should be looking after your kid. Hard nope, you shouldn't be dating in the first place. That's right. Even the hottest mum, I have no interest in putting in this area, and I think a lot of guys would agree. You should be focused on your kid, not on anything else. Actually, I'm going to have to change that word. She has, I'm going to call it, she has adhesive exes. If I'm on a first date with a chick and she uses that word to describe anybody in her life or her past life, you're going to be the next one. You're going to be the next one, bro. Not interested. Hard nope. She's a 1 to a 3 and a single mum. She's gone. All right, her body count is 10 plus. She could be really hot and you could want to have a good time with her, right? But 10 plus, that's rolling some dice, isn't it? You don't know what you're going to catch. Oh, look, if it was me, it would be right there, 100%. But I do understand that a lot of guys aren't me. She's definitely not up here, but look, I would say a lot of dudes would probably be putting her right there. She's got a body count of 10 plus. We don't know how much, but we're not too far above that is what I'm insinuating when I say that figure. Let's go with like around 10, just over 10 to 15. Let's go with that kind of range. You're not taking her out with you. You don't want to be seen with her. Doesn't matter if she's hot. You don't want to bump into another guy she's had with, so not really interested. But let's go with this one. OnlyFans model. Whew. Well, there's like 1,000 guys that slammed Bonnie Blue, so OnlyFans model, yeah, they're probably going to want to date you because you're on the OnlyFans as well. That might give them a little bit of bragging rights with the boys if they're been drinking a bit. I don't think that anyone should be doing that sort of stuff, but I'm saying that there are men that will. So it's not going to be fun for a while. I wouldn't be putting her here personally. I would be putting her right here. But I am looking at this from the point of view of the everyman. So I'm going to put you right there. So I think for most men, you're probably going to be fun for a night. They're not going to take you seriously. They're not going to put you in a while because, every time they slam you, who knows who was in you and how long ago it was. But, for a night, we might be able to block it out of our minds. Oh, this one, a baddie. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about girls that consider themselves baddies. So cringe. Oh, baddie? Maybe she's hot. Baddie? Sweeper. Very cringe. Super cringe, man. The cringest of the girls, apart from feminists. Body count of less than 2, but they're one night stands. Less than 2, but they're one night stands. Do you think you're going to be any different? Do you think she's going to be around for a while, or do you think that she's kind of already used to the idea of being here? Because that's what I would be thinking. I'd be thinking she's used to there. So that's where I think most guys are going to place her. Septum ring. Ooh, there's a big red flag right on your face. Okay, so septum ring or any sort of nose ring, to be honest. If you've got chunks of metal in your face in general, that's what this means to me, and to most men. So I did put down septum rings. That's the most off-putting, but they're all pretty bad. Look, if she's really hot, maybe there. Yeah, maybe there, if she's hot. But to be honest, because I know a little bit too much about girls with septum rings and their ability to wear their trauma on their sleeves, I don't want to be accused of nothing, so I'm not going to tell anyone else to do it either. So that's where I'm putting her. Oh, she shares relationship on TikTok is what I wrote there. But it doesn't fit that many characters, which makes a lot of sense. So it says shares relationship details on TikTok or any other kind of social media, or just in general to like a bunch of strangers. Oh, well, do you want to be the next creep on the internet? No, you don't. So there you go, a hard nope. She's clinically obese. A doctor would say, based on your BMI or whatever measurement they deem to be accurate, you are obese. No, thank you. Some guys, if you got a low body count as well, some guys right here. Okay, but otherwise, I'll tell you something right now. I'll give you the best tip you've ever gotten. Couch to 5K. Look it up. It's an app, and it will shred it right down. I'm telling you. Caked in makeup. So this is a chick that every day puts her face on. Okay, now if she puts her face on makeup, the words make up, it's to make up for the fact that she does not look that good, right? Where's the potential here? No, we don't even know what you look like. We're not even, like, how are we gonna have kids with you? You can't. We don't know what you look like. Fun for a while? I don't think it's even gonna be that, because I think it's gonna take the next morning for you to start running. So fun for a night. Caked in makeup, fun for one night. It might be. The girl you slept with is not the girl you woke up with, though, and that's the problem. She has a cheating past. Yeah, no, she's not going to suddenly change. She's not going to change for you. I know what you think, but it's not going to happen. Do you really want to risk it up here? Okay, so say she's not up here, obviously. Even here. Okay, so say tonight you're with her, but then tomorrow she doesn't text you, and then the next day she hits you up. Where was she yesterday, you know? Do you really want to have another guy's juices on your lips? No, maybe for one night. That's where I'd put that. Personally, I'd probably put that as a hard note, but, you know, I'm once again, this is being done for the everyman. She's a churchgoer, okay? That means I'm insinuating here that she's got good morals and ethics. They're based in some sort of theology. And, look, I'm not personally a churchgoer, but if a girl was a churchgoer, she moved right up the list to maybe commit instantly. I mean, you're going to find more quality girls at church than you are somewhere else. Now, I know that they're currently constantly being filled with the 304s, so be careful. But that's definitely a plus. She has male friends. Aw, that's cute. Yeah. I have female friends, and we're going to have fun for a while because you didn't kick all these guys out of your life when I came into it. You didn't deem me to be more valuable than your safety net. Oh, her friends are salutes. Okay, well, if her friends are sleeping around, they got bad reputations, why is she hanging out with those people? Why isn't she hanging out with better people if that's who her friends are? Ooh, okay, well, that's who she is, right? You can kind of safely assume that's what they say about dudes, right? You say, hey, look at their friends. And if these are your friends, maybe there. I'm going to go there, okay? Because, yeah, you get to have fun for a while. I don't expect that to be exclusive or anything. She goes clubbing. I bet she dresses in a really short dress or a short skirt for her. Really low cut top for her. Yeah, sure, buddy. If she goes clubbing, I'm assuming her body count is through the fucking roof. Goes clubbing is also, it doubles up, right? Because caked in makeup, usually girls that go clubbing are caked in makeup. I would say right here, I would say you keep it there because you don't know what you're going to catch. However, thinking about it from the everyman's point of view, it's probably there. She submits. She follows your lead as a man. She is not argumentative. She's not arguing with you all the time. She's not a headache. You want to go do something? Hey, lady, you want to do something with me? Yeah, I do. Okay. All that sort of stuff. Whatever. I'm not going to give 1,000 examples in this video. It's just for fun. She follows your lead. You're the man. She's the woman. Ding! Right there. That's some real potential right there. First date dinner, but what I mean by this is she has expectations, certain expectations for the first date. Now, this could be anything at all. If she has any expectation of you, a stranger who she's supposed to be trying to get to know as to whether she likes you or not and whether you like her or not, like she's supposed to be wanting your affection as well, right? So if she's starting the whole thing with, you better do this, you better do that, you better do this, no flipping way, mate. Not today, not any day. You're a hard nope. Not gonna deal with that. That's so bothersome. Ooh, she's an indie boss bee. Now, this is the sort of girl that has the attitude that she wants to, I want to be a boss. All this sort of stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. But I'll tell you something right now. Nope. Not even close. Here, maybe she might be a bit more reserved because she's on her grind. Maybe she's not out here looking for D all day. We don't know. I'm assuming this based off of this particular trait, not on any particular girl. So we're just going off the trait itself. I would probably say maybe here if she's not a headache. If she's a headache, I'd put her here. If she's not a headache, she's there. She has wifely qualities. So she's loyal. She's never cheated. She has very bad opinions on women that cheat. She doesn't hang out with cheaters. She's not friends with anyone that's she's up here. Is she a maybe commit? Is she? She's got wifely qualities. These aren't motherly qualities. It's one thing to be a mother. It's another thing to be a wife. This lady's loyal. She loves you. She wants to take care of you. She's nurturing. She's loving. She's patient and forgiving. She's all the good qualities that a wife needs. That's more important. I'm not saying it's more important than motherly qualities, because that is just as important. But when I'm first looking at a girl, wifely qualities are far more potential for a commitment, because that's how she's treating me, right? That's how she's treating you as the man. There are girls that could treat their kids really well, but not give a shit about their husbands. Wifely qualities means that she's going to care about you. She's you're not worried about her, going elsewhere. She wants you. She shows that she loves you all the time. She's not looking at other dudes. She's not chatting with no one. If you ask her to jump off social media, it's not a problem. That kind of girl. Submits and follows your lead. Those two would go hand in hand. She's a gold digger. Oh, boys. She has standards, guys. She might not have slept with everybody. She might actually have a lower body count because she only sleeps with the richest of men. Oh, don't get too excited. You're not going up there. Look, let me put it this way. Gold diggers lie to men, and then they end up scamming them and taking all their money. They do horrible things in the name of money. They have no morals, no ethics. They have goals and results that they want to achieve. That being the case, I think there's a special place in hell for gold diggers, and I think that special place is right here, okay? For as long as you can hold the illusion. Now let me explain, boys. If you say you work in finance and you know even a little bit about the stock market or anything else, you might be able to fool her. They're not smart if they're gold diggers. Unfortunately, they have high standards through being stupid. They go for men that are never going to commit to them anyway. So the men that have all the money are not going to commit to these women anyway. If you weren't looking for a long time, but you're looking for a good time for at least a while, you could probably keep the charade up for a bit, you know, depending on how long you can go without spending money on her. She's probably going to be, for most guys, here. And I am doing this for the everyman, aren't I? She could be here depending on how long you can keep her attention or how much money you're willing to drain out of your wallet to keep its attention. Personally, I don't think you ever should do that. I think that you should keep her right here. If you can bags one for a night, that's a good time maybe. It's probably got a lower body count, not very smart, the poor things, but that's where I think the everyman would put her, right there. Fun for a night. I don't think they're going to be able to keep her because they're going to have to buy her stuff, right? And the everyman isn't going to do that. The everyman's got more self-respect than that, I hope. And they wouldn't put her up here. But the possibility is there, depending on how long or how much money you have or whatever the case is. If you're a rich guy, that's what I mean. If you're a rich guy, she's right there. If you're a rich guy and buying her a bag is like a cup of coffee to you, then she can be right there. But for the everyman, she's probably right there. She's probably fun for a night. Oh, she's head over heels in love with you. She is calling you every day. She's texting you. She's almost a little bit obsessed. She wants you. She loves you. She shows you and tells you all the time. GF wife material right there. I know that can be misinterpreted. Sometimes people can see this as like obsessive, maybe. Like it can get too far. Don't get me wrong. There can be cases where this is too much. And in that case, you know, you're probably more like here or here. But if you're not dangerously obsessive, if you're charmingly obsessive, if you're just, you know, loving and you really want to be with the guy, you're right there. Bad attitude. I think every guy knows, man. Every guy's dealt with this shit. You can't say anything. They get defensive around you. They're a bad time to be around. They're not a good time Sally. You know, they're not bringing in positive vibes. They're kind of killing the fun. Maybe for a night though. If she's cute, if she's hot, if she's interesting, if there's a reason. Has bikini pics on her Instagram or other social medias. She's putting up like more provocative content on her social media pretty openly. It's not a good look for you, right? It's a good look for her. It's not a good look for you, right? That's a sweeper. She might be really hot. She might be a good time to have fun with, but we're not taking her out and about, friends. We're not. Now, for the more important one, subscribes to Teddy Gone Rogue. Well, if she's subscribed to Teddy Gone Rogue, I think you know exactly, all the boys know exactly where she belongs. Right at the top. She's interested. She loves Teddy Gone Rogue, and she subscribes. She also likes all of his videos, and she joins his Patreon page. No, but if she subscribes to Teddy Gone Rogue, then she is awesome. That's what I think. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got here. This is our tier list, all right? This is what I figured for this video. If you want to be wife potential, girls, this is a great guide, I think. This is a really good guide. The way that I have split this up is keepers, sleepers, and sweepers. Now, anyone that's watched a channel called Home Math knows what I'm talking about with regards to those already, but I will explain them. These ones, these traits are what men are going to look at and say, okay, you know what, this one might be worth committing to. There's a real consideration here. Now, if you're here, that means that guys are just gonna, you know, when we already know what this is. We're not expecting this, so we're just gonna have fun. And then when you get annoying, we're gonna just kind of ditch. We're not gonna stick around. That's where all the situationships are. This is happening. You just don't realize it, but this is what's going on with the men in situationships. If you're a girl that can't get out of situationships, I bet you'll find yourself right in here somewhere. You've got to change your ways significantly. Get more of this happening. You can't get perfect, but you got to get more of this happening and a lot less of this. And if you're anywhere here, then yeah, you've really got to go. Sleepers are good for a good time, but they're not going to be getting any commitment. Sweepers, which this one is sweepers. This is just a no. This is no, okay? Just no. But yeah, sweepers, these are ones that guys are not going to be interested in showing off. We're not going to be, you know, bragging to our mates like, oh, I met this girl and she's so great. That's not going to be happening. You're going to be invisible in our lives until you disappear. We're going to have fun because there might be other reasons that we like you. You know, might be things up here. And then we've got hard nopes. These are just like wrong. Just things that are going to get us in trouble. These are just bad ideas. They're not going to help our lives at all. You know, is it worth the consequences of one of these? Once I said it before, if you're obese, if you're, you know, fat, you can get healthy. This can turn into this. If you got all these qualities and you lose the weight, it's gone. So you're up here. But yeah, pretty much the rest of these, I don't know if you can really reverse them. Maybe if you change these traits to subscribing to these traits instead. That's my woman worthiness tier list. It was just for fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. If you like my content, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and comment below on what you think. What maybe you think I should move some of these around. I don't know. Let me know. But otherwise, you can go onto my Patreon. and I have lots of I have hours and hours of content on there if you like this stuff. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.